announcement stuff, and I didn't stream yesterday, we end up in a situation where we have to, you know, maneuver things a little bit. So the current maneuver is that we may not be able to get to draft today. That's my expectation anyway. Didn't know it was your first time playing PoE? Me and Speedy were so worried. Wait, you're no longer worried? Oh, it wasn't my first time, but I haven't played in like 8 years. It's gotta basically count as a first time player. I was definitely not doing seasons back in 2014. I think the game only came out in 2013. Yo, who's seen this DLC announcement? Let's take a look at the trailer, because this was honestly pretty hypey. In case anyone hasn't seen this yet, this was announced during the Video Game Awards. We were actually co-streaming Video Game Awards the Thursday, which is only our second time doing that ever, I think. It's a good time if you ever want to like watch a Game Awards or EGS or Tokyo Game Show or whatever, and we have it on the stream, you know, feel free to stop by. Someone said this was a regular Castlevania track. Like, this is actual Castlevania music right here. I like how you just roll it in with a freaking rusty dagger. This music's sick right here. Sorry, I know it's a little loud. Very, very cool. New DLC Q1 2023. So my expectation is that Q1 2023 means March. If it comes out any sooner than March, I'm thinking February. I will assume that for a DLC, January will be relaxation time. But to be fair, the last DLC, which I believe was Queen, released January? Let's take a look at this. Dead Cells, Queen and the Sea release date. January 6th. A lot of other things happened on January 6th, but I remember we were streaming on the Steam store page to showcase the new DLC. There's absolutely no way this is out on January. I say it right now, and I know I'm gonna eat my words, but my hope is for February. If not, then we're gonna have to fix up the calendar. So yeah, very, very cool trailer. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the announcement, I want to take a quick look at, you know, some of the things that we see in here. They would have said the date if it was that early. Well, Q1, I don't think they like to give dates. Motion Twin, that is. Because as an indie dev, if you commit to something, people are going to start to wonder where it is. So I'm hoping it's not January, that's all. At least to give them enough time to completely flesh it out. All right, so starting off, Dead Cells character going through the forest. We don't have very many forests in Dead Cells, but I assume that's not nothing to think about. The next piece to it, the idea that your character might be fighting them, and this is Alucard, and who's this guy? Is this Belmont with a B? Richter? Wait, who's Belmont then? Simon Belmont. Okay, then who's Richter? It almost sounds like a K Kona joke. Ricked barely knew him kind of deal. Oh, there's multiple Belmonts. Alright. Well, we assume that this is multiple people that have already existed. And like, are we going to fight them as bosses? I feel like that kind of happens in Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. You find the guy that's voiced by is he voiced by Troy Baker? No. He's voiced by Solid Snake's voice actor. In Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, you fight him first, and then eventually David Hayter. Yes, he's voiced by David Hayter. You fight him in the actual game, and then he turns into like a playable character after. Like, sort of fun. Obviously we can tell you're gonna fight Dracula. Now keep in mind, I have never played a single Castlevania game in my life. I don't even think I've played a demo of Castlevania. The only thing I've done is Bloodstained, and even then, I think I only have like 10 hours in Bloodstained. Yeah, not a single one. Play Symphony of the Night. I have the trailer up for Symphony to watch after this. Now, if these are like possible weapons, like Phantom Swords, Virgil style, some kind of shield or aura or something. And then honestly, I don't know what to call this. So the last time they showed Pan, it turned into a real weapon called Panchaku. And the community asked for that. It wasn't already in the game. It was repeatedly requested by everyone who has seen the trailer. And then the devs eventually said, okay, yeah, we'll add it. So like if they were to say, hey devs, you better not show us another Pan thing without it being in the game, it would be hilarious if they actually put this in. Someone said a Vorpan skill could be like, you summon Pans, and then as you get to a monster, they like automatically go to the monster. But yeah, very cool stuff. And then Belmont, either Richter or Simon, has some kind of mace. And then this guy, who I thought was Alucard, has a sword. So we assume that we'll probably get that stuff too, right? And then I believe the last time we had the DLC, it was released on all consoles at the same time. Which is very nice. That way we don't have to worry about people spamming YouTube comments asking, please, when is this released, V? I'm down bad for DLC. I gotta know when it comes out. I have no idea. I don't know any more than you all do. Alright. Full Pan build, that'd be funny. Okay. Simon Belmont. Richter Belmont. Okay, thank you. Wait, Netflix? Okay, so that's a Richter. And then we need to know who this is. Is it safe to type this in? Is this TOS? Like, I feel like I'm gonna get some kind of nudity if I type in too much. Okay, as I said, I do have Castlevania stuff up, but we'll look at that in a little bit. Wishlist the DLC. Hang on, hang on. I know you all can't see this. I'm gonna have to ask you to use your imagination. I promise you, I'm wishlisting it right now. You're just gonna have to believe me. Okay. Castlevania is back. Dead Cells return to Castlevania DLC coming Q1 2023. The iconic Gothic series meets the fast-paced combat of Dead Cells is unprecedented collaboration. Collaboration. An extremely powerful word here. To me, that means that there is some back and forth between Motion Twin Evil Empire and Konami. And if you think about Konami's track record, they are not the best when it comes to collaboration. I should also mention that Konami has their own roguelike game. Yo, Pyro, 6 months. Congratulations on your Sata Stiletto. I know you're gonna appreciate that. So yeah, Konami has their own roguelike game called Getsu Fumaden, which I think is basically like first party roguelike. I'm gonna play this trailer real quick, because I'm sure there's people who have not seen this game. Ryu Kosuke has returned after 1,000 years. Skip a little bit. Raise your hand in the chat if you've actually played Getsu Fumaden. I'm going to assume there is not many. But what this game is, this is as close to Dead Cells as you could possibly imagine. It's a roguelite Castlevania game. Not really a Metroidvania, because you don't really unlock new tech. You just get new skills and new weapons. Didn't even know this existed. But we'll get to that. So yeah. It's taking place in Japanese folklore setup. You fight against Onis, Kappas, Tsukuyo Nomis, Ryu Kosuke. Everything you could think of in your favorite Japanese aesthetic is in this. And then of course, because it's a roguelike, you die and then you respawn and you try again. The game has 2 characters in it, but the big issue with this game, I really wish they could show the map. So like, look at all the different environments. Very, very beautiful. But in my opinion, the biggest issue with this game is that it is too big. As in, you'll be on the one map for 20 minutes if you want to full clear it. It's almost like, think about the size of either Bank or Distillery, or even not Undying Shores, Infested Shipwreck. Shipwreck, Bank, and Distillery are probably the biggest maps in all of Dead Cells. If you put those two together, like the size of Bank plus Infested Shipwreck, put them side by side, that's about how big one biome is in Getsu Fumaden after the first boss. It's the worst thing imaginable, and the teleports are usually like in a star formation. It's like one in every corner and then one in the center, and the center is often like where the boss transition is. So they did a terrible job in making the game relatively easy to go through. So that's why I'm really surprised that they decided, okay, we'll collab with basically who we got our main inspiration from for our Getsu Fumaden, and then we'll have them do what's possibly a better version of our game. And I mean, if they're gonna do it, then that's fantastic. I don't want them to collab and then like say, no, you all can't make it this good. We're gonna have to add you down, dial it down just a little bit. Hi everyone. After almost a year of keeping quiet, you still can't believe that we get to say this, but our next DLC, Return to Castlevania, it's gonna be Q1 2023. Yo, Bone Oblivion, 7 months. Yo, we're getting closer. We have a sub goal that we're trying to hit as well. Thank you, Bone Oblivion, for that. Some news for Dead Cells? Yeah, we're looking at it right now, Artie. You're just in time. Yep, one of the biggest, if not the biggest inspirations behind Dead Cells is being reimagined in our fast-paced, frenetic gameplay with our most ambitious DLC to date. We also had Dead Cells roadmap. We had a Dead Cells roadmap. This right here. We already got this. This is the legendary update. We got the boss rush. Big surprise must be the collaboration. And then this, most exciting year in Dead Cells history. I assume that this is the DLC. But, like, this is just 2003 ... There's probably more stuff in here than the DLC. But really, really cool. Somehow we managed to convince Konami to let us recreate the truly iconic pillar of gaming. We have loved every minute of crafting our very own love letter to the granddad of Dead Cells, bringing the Castlevania series back to its 2D action roots. We hope that we have done justice to the game that inspired 1,000 more, and it has been a ridiculous privilege to work on this project. I'm gonna catch up the chat a little bit. Dead Cells will have more universe than Smash Brothers. I kind of wish Smash Brothers was still going, to be honest. Are you gonna use some of the parts of the new trailer in your on-screen sub alerts? Maybe? I kind of like the ones that we have right now. Does Cult of the Lamb count as a roguelike? Yes, it is labeled as a roguelike underneath. Does that mean they secured the collab more than a year ago? It does sound like they've been working on this DLC since at least the Queen. Because remember, they did a Ask Me Anything on Reddit when the Queen came out, and they said that they have more DLC planned. Now, there was some talk around, is it paid DLC or not? I don't know if they were able to say, but they already knew they were going to do more DLC after Queen. It's not the last one. But still, the idea that they could get Konami on board with this, knowing that it's probably going to be a better game than Getsu Fumaden, is extremely interesting to me. Let's go down a little bit. So what's in the DLC? You'll strike out on an adventure through the spooky outskirts and candlelit interior of Dracula's castle in 2 new biomes, where you'll wield iconic weapons such as Vampire Killer, Throwing Axe, and Holy Water against enemies like Mermen, Bone Throwers, and Haunted Alma on your warpath to vanquish Dracula himself. 3 epic boss fights await you throughout the haunted castle. No prizes for guessing which one of them is. So 2 biomes. It's kind of interesting. Is it because Castlevania is a big game, right? So is it the exterior castle and then interior castle and then that's it? I'm not saying that that's like not a lot, because I know there's going to be a lot put into this, handcrafted if you will. But the concept of Here's Dracula's castle as one biome. That sounds like it might be a little small to me unless they fundamentally change what a Dracula castle biome would look like. Think about Moras, for example. In Moras, you go through, no, maybe more like a graveyard. Graveyard is like split in two, right? It has an upper level that's above ground and then a lower level that's underground, and those are like very, very different environments. I'd love to see like 2 new biomes where castle is almost like Elden Ring or Dark Souls 3, where it's like it's a castle but you go in and out of the castle. I don't want to say it needs to be ginormous, because I just said Getsu Fumaden sucked because of how big it was, but I don't want it to be like Promenade, where I could probably get through the castle in 4 minutes. I would prefer it to be almost its own thing. Iconic weapons: Vampire Killer, Throwing Axe, Holy Water. Throwing Axe. How would a Throwing Axe be different than what we already have? We have Yeetables. We have Boy Axe. And we have Hemorrhage. Am I gonna need to actually go through this? See what some of these weapons are? All I know of these is from Vampire Survivors. So Holy Water and Vampire Survivors is like fire on the ground, which is our Molotov. If Throwing Axe from Vampire Survivors, you toss it in the air, it's a lob, and then it falls downward. Always went up in an arc. I mean, it works in Dead Cells. There's plenty of verticality. But it would have to hit the area above you, right? For it to be decent, I suppose. Crystal Edge, first time catch a stream, long time YouTube watcher, love the content. Can we get some highs in the chat for Crystal Edge? Thank you for stopping by, I appreciate that. Holy Water will act like oil grenade. Wait, are you saying a water grenade, Marcy? Instead of oil grenade, it's holy water, which might act as true water. I 100% want that now. I didn't know. Holy water usually lingers. Yeah, but we have stuff in the game that works off water. We have electricity. That would be actually kind of cool. This is the axe from Castlevania. The only axes I know are in Vampire Survivors. X. I mean, I'm not saying that it won't work in Dead Cells. I think it just needs to hit the platforms above me. If it doesn't, because you all know, like, sometimes the platforms, a missile can go through it, but that doesn't mean it's actually gonna do damage. Like, the damage stops at the actual wall itself. I think in the world of Castlevania, walls don't matter. I think monsters walk through walls in Castlevania, as a matter of fact. So it needs to damage through the wall too. So yeah. Weapons sound cool. Classic enemies like the skeleton, the werewolf, and Beast King Leo? No, Beast King Barbaros. These things in Dead Cells. So if you thought the Rampager was bad, imagine a wheel that just rolls at you. Lions are called bowers. Okay. Bone throwing skeleton is legendary. They have these in Rogue Legacy too, also. I should also mention that Dead Cells in itself draws a lot of inspiration from Castlevania. A lot of people try to compare it, and remember, we just saw a YouTube video that was talking about how Dead Cells essentially killed roguelike level design. And it's killing the genre overall. But these are platform games on a large scale. It's not like Skull the Hero Slayer, where it's a box and then you clear the box and it spawns a new box, and then like you go through and just rinse repeat. It's not like Isaac where you're in a box and there's like rocks and a hole and you just move around. It's designed to be a full-fledged biome where you jump around, you can fall, you can climb. It has all of that to it. So that draws from Castlevania, which has Rogue Legacy 2 has, well, Rogue Legacy 1 also drew from that formula. So it's a very important distinction to separate this kind of game from something like a Binding of Isaac or even Hades. Hades also is in a box and you clear the box and go to the next area. How is Dead Cells killing the roguelike genre? That's a whole topic that we have talked about. But it was just a YouTube React segment. That's all. The famous Richter Belmont. Oh, I could have just scrolled down and read. And Alucard will be by your side in a new storyline, helping you navigate the maze of Dracula's castle and providing you with strong weapons, sometimes willingly, sometimes not. However, where there's good, there's evil, so watch out for powerful foes who will try everything in their power to stop you from reaching the throne. So they are confirmed to be allies at some point. It could be that you have to kill them first, and then they're allies, which I will 100% be okay with. But I wonder if this screenshot is a boss arena, or if it is, like I said, that the biome is split in two, where you have interior and exterior. That, honestly, I would prefer. I believe from the biome preview pic, your wish is actually going to come true. We can see we're inside the castle, but on the preview pic, the red biome is outside of the castle. Yeah, so if this is like nighttime, or like, because it's all nighttime, blue biome, red biome, interior, exterior, or this is the boss arena, that I'm actually a big fan of. Oh no, harpies. If it wasn't obvious, we've taken great care in creating the unmistakable Castlevania atmosphere. You'll find secret rooms, beautiful paintings, and of course, chicken legs in the walls. Okay, chicken legs were already in the walls, but don't tell anybody about that. Oh, and we hope you like the moon because that sucker is everywhere. Yo, Thaurus, welcome. Happy to have you here. This, it looks great so far. Does anyone know, is this enemy something that is in Castlevania? Maybe I could just go to the wiki. I just don't want to spoil ourselves, right? Enemies. Belmont-like enemies? Horse-headed enemies? Wait, what? Adventure Bestiary? Revenge Bestiary? What am I looking at? Maybe it's a horse head? Wait, these look really cool. Alright. I don't think we're gonna get any luck out of there. So yeah, really cool stuff. Castlevania has over 600 enemy types. Then why, when I play Vampire Survivors, I'm just fighting freaking bat skeletons and... I want to say Jacob. The wolf? Is it Jacob, the werewolf? Anyway. So yeah, really cool environment. Harpies look cool. This... We just got Laser Glaive. My only worry, and I know the devs are very, very good at making weapons. Like, they will come up with a weapon concept that you don't even think would actually work in Dead Cells, and it does fit. So I'm hoping that there's no overlap with what we already have, and I trust the process here. Holy Cross? Yeah, maybe I should go back to weapons. Sub-weapons. There's weapons and sub-weapons? The cross. Okay, so it's a boomerang that comes back. The current boomerang we have gets stuck on an enemy, so this would be one that's like a... almost like a saw that goes forward and then comes back on its own. Okay. Behind all this, you can listen to the full in-game soundtrack of more than 60 Castlevania tunes, both original and reimagined. 60? In 3 biomes? No, 2 biomes. 2 biomes and a boss. Where are you gonna put 60 soundtracks? Full means full. We've got Vampire Killer, Bloody Tears, Divine Bloodlines, all the hits. Someone said that Vampire Killer was in the trailer. Maybe Bloody Tears is as well. Again, this is all new to me, so I don't really know any of this stuff. Bible would be nuts. Does Bible... well, maybe I should look it up. V, you got the resources. Bible? Is this the right Bible? Is this the New Testament or the Old Testament we're talking about? Dang, I want to see the GIF. I want it to be like this. It spins around you? Oh. For how long? Oh, it does look like it has a max duration. Okay. Behind all this, you can listen, blah, blah, blah. We saw that already. So this screenshot. So they said 3 bosses, right? Obviously one is Dracula. This is like death or something. But you know what this looks like? Dead Cells Graveyard Monument images. Someone had to have uploaded this. Not this one. There's a different one. You all know which one I'm talking about, right? If someone can find the screenshot for me, there's a statue in the graveyard of a creature with a scythe. And I know that we have this one, which you all can't see because the screenshot's god awful. Maybe that's not this. All right, maybe I'm grasping a little bit, but I was hoping that that was like a call to this creature. Anyway, like it looks sick and confirmed. New shield. That's not Rampart, I believe. It'd be cool if we got like more great shields, tower shields, if you will. Ones that like you want to hold down the button, you don't want to do the parry. Like if you hold down the button, it'll block for a duration. Not really force shield, but sort of the same idea. Alucard has a shield in his game? Right, I'm gonna have to look at that trailer. All right, how much is it? And Blaze, good to see you, Blaze. How much is it? The DLC will be $9.99. This is an increase from our usual $5, but this reflects the fact that the scope of this DLC is quite bigger, as well as the inclusion of Castlevania. So they have to probably pay Konami at least a little bit. And then the scope is much bigger, but it's 2 biomes. So what I'm wondering, if you think about things like Queen servants. So doing servants leads you into Queen. You don't have to fight Hand of the King. You don't have to do spoiler. Like you can get a 5BC win by doing the Queen. I almost wonder if this is like a true ulti path where like you can actually beat the game purely off of the Castlevania DLC. Yeah, someone asked about biomes. 2 new biomes. So we assume like there's 2 biomes and then a boss. It says 2 biomes, but what if it's separate, run all together, and those biomes are ginormous? That's what I'm hoping, is that it's sort of like reimagining what a run in Dead Cells looks like. It's like a castle run in and of itself. Let's take a look at the trailer. I've never played a single Castlevania game in my life. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. PS5 gameplay walkthrough, full game, no commentary, 40K, 60 FPS. It's a lot of buzzwords. Is this the good one? Let's kill the music. This is the game I should play, right? Definitely let me know if this is not it. V, there's actually better Castlevanias out there. Symphony is a game everyone should play. It's definitely Castlevania. Gotta be a trailer. Castlevania Symphony of the Night trailer. Teaser trailer 12 years ago? Rondo of Blood. I think that was an expansion they put out. Wait, this looks so much better than what I just watched. Partial nudity? Two classic games. Symphony of the Night. Rondo of the Blood. First time on the PlayStation 4. I like the bosses. Young Frankenstein. The art in these games have always been top notch. Really, really cool stuff. So, I mean, clearly we have a lot to work off of. And as soon as we figure out what, like, the biome design looks like, I mean, we're pogged up either way. No number of weapons. I believe all of our last DLCs were like 5 or 6 weapons. We definitely know there's a shield. We can see it in the preview pic. Oh, wait, where's this? I'll just take this screenshot. Thank you, Zalasin. Thank you. All right, so this is what Zalasin posted. A little bit of an overview of what's in the actual DLC. 14 weapons. Holy crap. And a new pet? It's like a baby, like an albino buster. That's a lot of weapons. Ooh, bat? Jojo bat? Death Scythe Hell is in here? That's the Gundam? Oh, but we only see 2 of the bosses. We don't know what the 3rd boss is. New enemies. Harpies. Hardest enemy in the whole game. Bowers. Just rolling up. They see me rolling. 2 new biomes. Dark mode castle. Red mode castle. New storyline with the NPCs. New drip. 20 outfits. Hooded outfit. I assume lady outfit. And then probably the best 2 outfits in the whole DLC right here. To be fair, this one looks really good too. This must be the actual Dracula win. Okay. Hoping for a new survival pet. I am worried it's just gonna be a brutality pet because it's Castlevania and like you think blood. Do we spoil ourselves? Cat. Cat. Byakko. It's a sacred beast? Byakko, Genbu, Seiryu, and Suzaku? What? What kind of game is this? For those who don't know, like, these sacred beasts are like well known in Japanese folklore. That's hilarious. Can I get a Genbu? Just give us all 4 pets then. This helps add so many outfits in every update and DLC, it's nuts. Yeah, and a game that I'm going to be playing soon, Necro Bouncer, has outfits too, but the outfits have different powers to them. A brutality survival pet that works with temporary HP. Axe will definitely be survival tactics. What I'm hoping for is like this mace, this shield, and the holy water to be like the funnest weapons in the entire setup. I mean, I know there's 11 others that are gonna be just as entertaining, but I have high hopes for this holy water. I don't know why. If it's a water grenade that somehow hurts demons, I am perfectly happy with that. You have no idea how amazing death sights are? Death sights from Gundam? I don't think I can search that. I think I'll get some TOS in there. Alright, yeah, I'll try to watch out for spoilers as well. And maybe while we think about the DLC, that might be a cool docket, is like trying to beat Castlevania Symphony of the Night before the Dead Cells DLC releases. I can't guarantee that shows up in the docket, but it could be very, very, very interesting. I think so anyway. Alright, we're loading up the game. Hope you all are excited for the new stuff. I know I am. Wishlist it, by the way. If you have not wishlisted the DLC, please be sure to do so. It's very, very important. Matter of fact, any game that has a wishlist option and you're interested in it, you should wishlist it because it does help out the developers. Even as far as like having it on popular upcoming, it's based off of wishlists. So please do that. Please do that. Alright, skill the music. Another thing is in Castlevania, the sub weapons. Why in the world did that pop up? Leaked friend list? What is this? Okay. Yeah, 2 biomes but 3 bosses. So we assume, Blaze, that because the scale of this, it's probably like you go through prison quarters, and then it's gotta be that either you do Concierge and then all Castlevania after. So it's like Castlevania Area 1 and then a boss, Castlevania Area 2 and then a boss, or